Listen up, you Manchester United fans. This breaking news is for you.
Hello Reds, welcome back to United Notify, your daily hub of Manchester United updates. Here we bring you everything from breaking news to the twists and turns of transfer sagas. If you're new here, just hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Manchester United fans around the world. We begin with what feels like the biggest story right now. Rúben Amorim's reign at Manchester United is hanging by a thread. Reports from Spain suggest that his dismissal could be imminent, and the club is already lining up a replacement. And not just any replacement. At the top of the list is Zinedine Zidane. When Amorim first arrived at Old Trafford from Sporting CP, the mood was optimistic. He was the young progressive coach with fresh ideas, and many hoped he could spark a new era. But since then, his tenure has been overshadowed by disappointment. Last season was one of the worst campaigns in modern United history. The team slumped into the bottom half of the Premier League table. No trophies, no real progress. The one glimmer of hope, a Europa League run to the final, ended in heartbreak, as Tottenham lifted the trophy instead. This summer was meant to be different. United invested heavily once again in the transfer market. Fans hoped that finally the reset button had been hit. Instead, it's been more of the same. The opening match of the Premier League saw United lose 1-0 at Old Trafford to Arsenal. Then came a frustrating draw with Fulham. And worst of all, a humiliating Carabao Cup exit to League Two side Grimsby Town. Amorim's side lost on penalties. At Blundell Park, for many that was the final straw. Sources now claim the board's patience has snapped. United face Burnley at Turf Moor before the international break, and if results don't improve immediately, Amorim's time could be up. So who could come in? The answer United are dreaming about is Zidane. The Frenchman hasn't managed since leaving Real Madrid in 2021. But his reputation is untouchable. 3 straight Champions League titles, multiple La Liga crowns, and the respect of players everywhere. Even Sergio Ramos once called him unique. The big question is whether Zidane can be tempted by the challenge of Old Trafford. United are desperate to re-establish themselves among the Premier League's elite. And if Amorim goes, Zidane is the statement name they want. While the coaching situation dominates headlines, the drama around Alejandro Garnacho has also taken center stage. United have been open to selling him this summer, but it's been anything but straightforward. Chelsea are leading the chase, but talks remain deadlocked. Here's the issue. United initially valued Garnacho at £60 million back in January. But with interest cooling, they've reduced their asking price to around £50 million. Chelsea, on the other hand, see his worth between £25 million. That's a huge gap. To complicate things further, Chelsea are said to have already agreed personal terms with Garnacho. The Argentine has reportedly turned down approaches from other clubs, which only strengthens Chelsea's negotiating hand. So why are United holding firm? The club points to Chelsea's own business. Just recently, they sold Nani Madueke to Arsenal for £48 million plus add-ons. And when you look at the stats, Madueke scored only one more league goal than Garnacho last season. From United's perspective, their valuation is fair. But Chelsea aren't convinced. This whole situation began back in May, when Amorim surprisingly dropped Garnacho for the Europa League final. That decision left fans stunned. Since then he's been frozen out of pre-season, and speculation about his future has only grown louder. The final days of the transfer window will decide his fate. Will United lower their price even further? Or will Chelsea blink first and raise their bid? Either way, Garnacho's future is now one of the most fascinating subplots of the summer. And if Garnacho's story wasn't troubling enough, there's another young star whose future is uncertain, Kobbie Mainoo. Just 2 years ago, Mainoo was hailed as the jewel of the United Academy. Fans saw shades of Paul Scholes in him, a potential one-club icon. He's shown on the biggest stages, part of England's run to the Euro 2024 final, scoring in an FA Cup final as a teenager, even finishing third in the prestigious Copa Trophy behind Lamine Yamal. But somehow all that promise has been squandered. Since Amorim replaced Ten Hag last November, Mainoo's role has diminished. An untimely hamstring injury kept him out for 2 months, and on his return Amorim rarely trusted him with consistent minutes. He has featured in 28 of the Portuguese coach's 44 matches, but only 15 as a starter. Even when Casemiro was visibly struggling, Mainoo was overlooked. Instead, Amorim opted to play Bruno Fernandes deeper in midfield, a decision that raised plenty of eyebrows. For Mainoo, it's been an impossible battle. How do you dislodge the club captain, even if it means playing him out of position? His development has stalled. Off the pitch, things haven't been smoother. Mainoo is on £25,000 a week, a figure far below his rising profile. He wanted a new contract closer to 180,000. United resisted, pointing to his deal that already runs until 2027, with an option for an extra year. Meanwhile, Casemiro continues to earn £375,000 a week, and new signings are coming in on big salaries. The frustration is obvious. And then there's the financial reality. Under profit and sustainability rules, United are under pressure to sell homegrown talent, because those sales represent pure profit on the books. Mainoo, once the face of the future, has now become a victim of financial calculation. 10 clubs are circling, and his path back into England's senior squad under Thomas Tuchel looks increasingly blocked unless he finds a move. It's yet another damning chapter in United's struggle to nurture their best young talent. Let's take a quick pause here. I want to hear from you. If you were in charge, what would you do? Keep faith with Garnacho and Mainoo, or cash in while they still hold value? And would Zidane really be the answer in the dugout? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Transfer drama doesn't stop there. Let's talk Rasmus Højlund and Antony. Sky Sports are reporting that United have offered Højlund to Bayern Munich on a potential loan. The 21-year-old joined from Atalanta last summer for up to £72 million. But adapting to the Premier League has been tough. He's shown flashes of promise, yes, but he hasn't been able to consistently lead the line. With pressure mounting, United are exploring the option of a loan, a chance to ease the burden and let him grow. Bayern Munich under new boss Vincent Kompany have emerged as a possible destination, after losing experienced names like Thomas Müller, Kingsley Coman and Leroy Sané. Their attacking depth is thin. Still, Bayern's board reportedly has reservations. Does Højlund fit their transfer strategy? Can he adapt quickly enough? Nothing is guaranteed. But if their other targets don't materialize, the Danish striker could yet find himself at the Allianz Arena. Meanwhile, Antony's United career looks to be over. Signed for £85 million in 2022, the Brazilian winger has struggled badly. On the pitch, his productivity has been nowhere near enough. Off the pitch, issues have only added to the chaos. New manager Amorim has already frozen him out, and now reports suggest Fenerbahce are closing in with a £39 million deal. It's a massive financial loss for United, but one the club seem willing to take. Antony himself prefers a return to Spain, hoping to resurrect his career at Real Betis. But so far Betis haven't made a formal move. Either way, Antony's time at Old Trafford looks to be running out. Finally, some fresh news on the goalkeeper front. United are reportedly closing in on Senne Lammens from Royal Antwerp. The 23-year-old Belgian has impressed with nearly 65 senior appearances, and even earned a senior call-up for Belgium earlier this year. Negotiations are ongoing, but personal terms are said to be close to being agreed. The timing feels right too. In the Premier League opener against Arsenal, second-choice keeper Altay Bayındır deputized for the injured Onana, and it was a nightmare. A misjudged corner led directly to Arsenal's winning goal, and Gary Neville himself has stressed the urgent need for reinforcements. Fans might dream of a marquee signing like Donnarumma, but Lammens looks like a more realistic option. Young, talented and capable of providing competition for Bayındır in the short term, while developing for the long term. So Reds, here we are again. Another turbulent week at Old Trafford. A manager on the brink, young stars unsettled, expensive signings possibly leaving, and new faces linked every day.